All right. Hey guys. Hopefully you're able to hit up that YouTube review session. Um, it was about, I don't know, about half an hour long, kind of informative. It was mostly about the free response question. And I guess that's basically how the AP exam is going to be this year. So as an AP Psych teacher from, I think, one of the Chicago suburbs. And so more details are coming out. Again, you should know a lot more by April 3rd. So they've got another week where I think they're just going to try to figure some stuff out. But it looks like it's going to be all online, and it's going to be a series of FRQs, free response questions. We were actually going to spend most of March and the first couple of weeks of April hammering out FRQs. You nine are, I mean, you guys are pretty bright, and that's why we do some short answer questions and some free response writing throughout the semester. But we're going to hammer out some of the mechanics of FRQ. As we were doing AP exam prep. So we'll do that, little by little as we continue to do these reviews. But I don't have any kind of doubt in your guys' writing or your guys' ability to formulate, well thought out responses to questions like this. So I took some notes, from her review, and this will be a short video. So if you were not able to log in, again, there's going to be another one Thursday, tomorrow, 3 o'clock, and Friday, 3 o'clock. They're scheduled for 45 minutes. I think so basically this is what she said, 45-minute exam online. Again, it's going to be all free response, no multiple choice. It's going to be units 1 through 7 only. So that means they're taking out unit 8, which is clinical psychology, a lot of the disorders, and they're going to take out unit 9, which is social psychology, which is some of the fun stuff, to be honest. With that said, so it got up to like 7,200 people were watching live, and after about 10-15 minutes, she finished the FRQs, and she started talking about clinical psychology, which is not going to be tested, but I think they just want you to have access to that information anyways. And it was kind of funny that as soon as she stopped talking about the FRQs and started talking about something that is not going to be on the exam, it went from like 7,200 people watching live down to like 4,000 people watching live. So a lot of people hopped off. So for free response, first and foremost, there is no need whatsoever. In fact, don't do it. There's no need for introductions, and there's no need for conclusions. Okay. It'll be that'll make a lot more sense to you as you see what the FRQs are asking you or prompting you to do. But basically, some of it could be, as simple as creating a case study or identifying, the importance in the identity of different variables in experiment. So it's not always going to be, directly any kind of essay format. Again, sometimes it's just they're going to give you some scenarios, and they want you to make, the best experiment from scratch that you can, and we'll work on that stuff. She did give an acronym that she thought was pretty helpful as you try to craft your responses, and that was SODAS, SODAS. Sodas. My favorite is probably cherry Pepsi. How about, comment below, let me know what yours is. So that would be space, order, definition, application, and synonyms. So essentially just a quick rundown. Space as in, as you create your response as you are writing, and it'll be a little bit different because it's online now, but typically, you actually handwrite your FRQs. To skip some lines every now and then, as you are breaking from maybe one answer to the other or part A to part B, that way you had space you could come back and revise or edit or add in something you forgot. You wouldn't have to worry about erasing or drawing arrows in the margins or anything like that. So I don't know entirely how the online response is going to look, but that might be something to keep in mind, right? To skip some lines every now and then. Order, we'll look at some actual FRQs and we'll prepare for this. But you should actually respond to the question, right? The prompt in order that it is asking you. So if it fragments the prompt, part A, part B, part C, in your response, it should be the same way. It should be you are responding to A, then B, then C. And that'll make, plenty of sense when you see FRQ in front of you. The D was define. That's pretty simple. So any important concepts, any important terminology that is addressed in the prompt, you should define that, right? And it shows you know what the question is asking. It shows that you have that content mastered. And then any definitions, AP-rific terminology you put into your response, just from your own mind, not directly from the prompt or the question itself. Anything you bring in on your own, you should also define. Don't assume that this really intelligent person grading your FRQ response, don't assume they know what that is, right? Blow their socks off, impress them, show them that you know what it is, that you are able to connect different terms, bring in your own outside information to help enhance your answer. Okay, so don't just drop terms, also define terms. Apply. So all these terms, all these concepts, AP-rific terminology that we talk about, all of this stuff, you should apply that to the question, apply that to the prompt, to the scenario, to the experiment you might be creating, right? And I mean, again, with a prompt in front of you, with the FRQ in front of you, I'm sure it makes sense, but it'll make a lot more sense. But again, it could be something as simple as elaborating on the definition you provided. It could be, providing examples, as you, as you talk about something like social distancing, right? That's a hot term right now. So providing an example of social distancing, right? So not only do you know what it is, a definition, but hey, here I can apply it to a real world situation. Yeah, so they give you terms, you define them, you bring in your own terms, and then you apply those terms, you apply those concepts to the prompt. And the last one, the S, making soda plural, the S is synonyms. You guys know what a synonym is, but any additional terminology you can bring in, any similar terminology you can bring in, similar concepts you can bring in, do that, right? Again, that's just showing the wide range of knowledge you have. That just shows that you have mastered this content, you have spent a lot of time preparing. So any synonyms, similar terminology, examples, key concepts that you are able to apply, then do so. Now be careful there. Don't make a mistake in your response by thinking you have to bring in all these synonyms or thinking you have to bring in all these similar concepts, and then it just kind of dilutes your response, or you end up not really making the connection you were trying to. So only bring in those synonyms and those extra examples, that extra elaboration, if you're absolutely positive it's accurate and you're absolutely positive it's going to enhance your response. Okay, so and that's basically it. Like I said, she went into clinical psychology. I'm not going to talk about that right now until I hear something different from either Mr. Brooks or from the AP Psych personnel. Until I hear something different that all of a sudden they are going to test clinical psych or social psych, then I'm not going to spend time, throwing that stuff at you guys. Hopefully you've already knocked out the video from yesterday. Again, it was like 33, 32 minutes long. Hopefully I'll keep them shorter than that from now on. But hopefully you were able to listen to that. I don't know, throw in the pods, do something else as you're listening to the soothing tones of my voice. But hopefully, you can knock that out if you haven't already. Hopefully you've got the notes, and you can even review some of the crash course videos that you've watched throughout the semester. You're knocking out the lectures, and be sure at the end of a lot of those lectures, the final slide is some kind of AP exam review. Please make sure you are trying to, at all costs, to log in tomorrow at 3 o'clock, to log in Friday at 3 o'clock, and to watch these videos. I think tomorrow's is on the history and the perspectives or approaches to psychology. The more you hear it, the more it's going to sink in, right? And the more readily you're going to have that information available to knock out some of these FRQs. Otherwise, please respond, comment, question, email, whatever you need to do. I want to make sure you guys are prepared. I think there are 9 of you taking it, and I want to see 9 passing scores, right? And I know it's a different time. We are in a unique situation, but we're in it in the same boat as every other student across the nation who's taking this exam, right? And you guys are some of the brightest, to come through Pleasant Plains, and I have a lot of confidence in what you guys are able to do. fun class, and I think the 9 of you guys taking it, you guys have really, really, really good chance of passing the exam if you prepare for it, right? And like I said, it's a unique situation, but you guys have plenty of time, right? And kind of, with especially with extracurriculars and probably part-time jobs, kind of on hold right now, you've got even more time on your hands to really prepare if you want to prepare. Okay. So let me know if you need anything at all. Hopefully you can knock out these videos. Hopefully you can watch them. And again, hopefully you can hop on YouTube and kind of do these review sessions as well. All right, guys. See ya.